Most young girls her age were attending sleepovers and playing video games, but not Thessalonika Arzu-Embry. Instead of being a typical kid, she was busy graduating high school at the age of, get this, 11. By 14, she completed a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology. Homeschooled by her mother from a young age, her high IQ is only one part of her laundry list of talents. She's also determined, ambitious, and curious. Last year, at the age of 16, Arzu-Embry received her master's degree, and now at 17, she is working on her doctoral degree in aviation psychology. Along the way, she also managed to author 5 books covering topics from expediting the completion of college, securing justice, to financial investing. She also created a program called Jump that helps students complete college as quickly as possible so they can enter society and do the most good. In the midst of her busy academic life, Arzu-Embry has made time to join us to talk about her unique journey and how she's accomplished so much in so very little time. Thank you for coming in and making me feel so insignificant, which I guess everybody kind of has that feeling when you start measuring you. Even Albert Einstein, I was just reading this, your IQ is 199. Einstein's was determined to be about 30 points. You're 30 points higher than Einstein. How did you feel when somebody told you that? What was that like?
Well, I was well, first I want to say thanks for inviting me here. I'm really glad to be on the show, and I look forward to encouraging the audience. I was very excited about the IQ being 199, but I feel glad because I'm placed in a position to help society in deep ways, in as many ways as possible.
So let me ask you about learning. Was it evident early on that that brain was racing at a much higher level than the rest of us?
Well, yes, because I think it's a matter of applying what a person has learned to the general society. So, for example, when I was 4 years old and I went to the doctor's office, I remember checking out their license online and making sure the medicines they prescribed was the correct medicines to take for whatever issue I went in there for.
You know, I was reading, it was interesting. I started reading, you've sparked a lot of interest to me. I started reading about child geniuses, which clearly you fall into that category. And one person put it this way. They say most of us have a beginning, middle, and end, not child geniuses. It's almost 0 to 60. And I would think in some respects that's fantastic, but in some respects maybe it's tough for a young kid. Can you talk to me about that duality? Were there difficulties given the fact that a lot of other kids probably weren't at your level?
Well, I think it gives an edge because I'm able to communicate with people of different ages and not just people of the same age. And being able to communicate on different levels has been very helpful because I'm able to relate to people and get things done like business. The
genius race, there's a question in here, and I want you to talk to me a little bit about it. It's question 15. Are you a genius for a limited time period? Is that something you've struggled with or thought about? Because obviously I think of you as being a genius forever, but is that something a genius thinks about?
Well, a lot of people ask that because when they get a certain age, they feel like as they get in their middle age that their cognition level changes and they may not react to certain things like fast enough. So, for example, when you're sitting at a stoplight and the light changes from red to green, it takes them like a few seconds longer to react that the light changed to green before they drive off. And so some people feel like it's their like reaction time waning. And then they consider themselves less intelligent or less intelligent as they get older. And so, in my opinion, I don't think that people have to be subject to the fact that their intelligence determines if they're a genius.
You've done so much, and you've written all of these books. Do you know how to goof off?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Because I'm not sure. Do you have time for it?
Yes, comedy is my favorite genre of movies.
So you do find time for it. What about the pressure, having excelled and been so successful at such a young age? Do you feel like, you know, how do I top this? I mean, does that ever enter your mind, or is that even a concern of yours?
No, that's not a concern because achievements is not necessarily the biggest priority. The priority is to help society and create businesses that would create more like inventions and things that would strengthen the bigger part of society. So that's my main goal. So I'm not just thinking like I want to top it. I'm just thinking of more ways I can help society.
But you're so young.
Yes.
Look into your crystal ball. I mean, what do you hope to be successful at age 35 or 45? Because I think the other thing that must happen is, you have all this curiosity and this knowledge, but you're continuing to try and expand on that. I mean, do you see yourself as doing maybe this until I'm 30, and then I'm going to start doing this from 30 to 40? I mean, how do you view the horizon?
Yes, I'm still working on my life plan, and I see that my bigger goal right now is to start developing a company that will be as large as Blackstone, an investment company, and directly compete with it and become a Fortune 50 company.
Don't dream small, dream big.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on the broadcast. It's been great fun. We'll be right back with the woman named in the Guinness Book of World Records as the person with the highest IQ in the world, and she achieved that by the age of 10.